Hey, we're back. Straight talk, no BS. I'm your host, Jay, and I'm here with my co hosts, Francis, Tanya, and Cynthia. And today we're going to discuss a sensitive topic. We're going to be talking about racism and stereotyping. I'm sure everyone has witnessed some form of it in life. But before we open that discussion and hand the mic off, we need to address an issue. Last week, I received two messages, and the messages were from two people who stated that they were hesitant about coming onto our show in fear of being attacked or discriminated against. And I just want to say that on our platform that we put together, we do not tolerate any hate or discrimination. This platform is formed from love. And I would like to say that when you come on to Straight Talk, you have the freedom to say whatever you like to say.
That's right.
Anything. Open speech. Anybody else would like to add to that?
I feel. Oh, go ahead, Cynthia. Go right ahead.
I believe for me, that's how we all come together and unite. Just because we may be of different ethnicities or race, everybody has their own opinion, and it's a respect boundary to it. So, for anybody watching, if you want to come on or have any comments that you would like to add, or any questions or any topics that you would like us to talk about, feel free to write us and let us know, or share and let us know what's on your mind, what's the topic you would like us to hit on. But it is an open mic, and all four of us respect each other, and we will respect you as well.
I mean, that's how I think change starts, really, because it's about freedom of speech. That's what this country is supposed to be about. And on here, anybody is welcome. Again, I really feel that is how change begins. A lot of times people want to say things or voice how they truly feel, and then they get judged. There's that immediate judgment, or friendships are lost and families, it just becomes into a big mess, just simply because people forget to respect. You can agree to disagree. Just
Amen.
because I don't like something that you have to say, and you don't like something that I have to say, so what? We've said what we had to say, and we're still family and sisters at the end of the day. That
Amen.
remains. And so that goes for anybody who's watching and wants to comment, again, like Cynthia said, or to come on or whatnot. Please feel free. There's no judgment here at all.
Francis?
Um, well, basically, I mean, y'all touched on it, but I want to say I can't think of the gentleman's name. It was a weird name, but he asked who we were, and I want to clarify. Like we are what everyone has said, but we also are a group of friends who have known each other for years.
Mm.
Three of us actually went to school together. And we decided to come up with a platform simply just to, voice our opinions on the worldly views, even personal experiences. And like
It's
they
like
said, there's no
therapy.
judgment. There's no judgment. People say what they say. I would advise you, like Judy said, is straight talk, no BS. If you cannot handle it, stay in the comments.
Come on,
It's
friend.
that's real talk. I mean, that's real talk though, because we don't have
I mean,
filters. There's no filter.
well, I'm being truthful, because here we say what we say. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So in order to deal with that, you have to have tough skin. You're gonna have to be able to accept the logic and the reality of the discussion that we're having. You might not
But
want
we
to.
but we are saying that we respect everybody's opinion,
Oh,
and
yeah.
our platform is not designed to hurt anyone or discriminate against
No.
anyone. I'm just going to
That's
put that
right.
out there again. This is one
Yeah.
love, all love here. Now,
That's
since we
right.
didn't address that issue, let's go on with the show. Okay, we're going to
All
have a
right,
guest
let's
that's going
go.
to come
Let's
on.
go.
We're going to have a guest that's going to come on about 8 o'clock. Her name is Becky Hinton, and she's going to give her perspective on racism. Okay, before we do that, let's have a little fun with the audience. Let's play a little game. Okay,
Okay.
All right. I have this picture that I'm going to show you guys. And what I want y'all to do is leave a comment down at the bottom here telling us, what do y'all think? First impression. Don't think about it too long. I want your first impression on this picture. I want you to tell me whether this picture is a picture of a guy who is a thug. Is he a skinhead? What is he? Is he a law-abiding citizen? Tell me. I just want to know. What's your opinion? Don't think too hard about it.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to get a good look at him. Is this a skinhead? Comment down below and let us know. All right. Now, like I said earlier, this episode is about racism, right?
Yes,
So
indeed.
we're going to be looking at a few clips of some Karen events. Yeah, everybody heard of Karen, right? Oh, Francis, go ahead, Francis.
I was just going to address something real quick. Hey, Tatiana, how you doing? I don't know who you are, but hello. She says hello to
Hey,
everyone.
Mama.
Hey, Tatiana. Hey, baby.
Mama, baby. That's my youngest, Francis.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, Tatiana. It's nice to meet you, huh? All right. Go ahead.
Did you want to say something, Francis?
No, I said go ahead.
No,
Oh, okay. I was saying that we're going to watch a few clips, okay? Like I asked before, has anyone heard of Karens? The Karens?
Oh, yeah.
I have.
Y'all have? Okay,
Yeah.
for those who don't know about the Karens, we're about to introduce you to some Karens. Okay. Now, in this in this first clip, we have a sister who's getting spit on by a Caucasian lady because I guess she was upset that the sister was too close to her in line at the DMV. So we're gonna see how this turns out. Okay, everybody ready for this?
Please.
That's what they arguing. Neil Center. She crying, y'all. She scared. She crying.
Come outside, nigga. Come outside. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Come I'm not listening. You don't ever do that shit thinking nobody ain't ready to do something to you. Nigga, step out these goddamn doors. They scared. They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Ah, y'all ready to step outside? Ooh. Ooh, he fighting her. Ooh, Neil Center. Neil Center. Neil Center. Oh, she spit on him. She kicked him. Neil Center. I know my mom in real life, right? Theo. He done. He done. He done. He done. Oh! Oh my God!
Stay down. Stay down. Yeah, keep his ass. Stay down. Police get here like they do us. He started that shit. He showed
Damn! Oh my God! He need an ambulance.
Boy, Amber Lamb. Yeah, this video is very disturbing to me. But one of y'all sound off on this video here.
I have to say something. You know what? That video is disturbing on so many levels to me because you have what initiated it, be it the white woman spitting on the black lady. You know, that's something that goes way, way back. That's one of those things where, you know, it's one of those below the belt type things, you know, to show your disdain or your anger or whatever towards somebody, to spit on someone. That's a definite sign of dislike. You know what I mean? And it's really uncalled for. So you have that. Then you have the white man that hit the woman or, you know, attacked her. So what's that about? And then the black man that had to defend her, so you got him fighting the white guy. So it's just a whole bunch of a big pot of hot mess that didn't need to happen.
Unnecessary mess.
Unnecessary. One thing led to the other, and that's wrong. I hate to see stuff like that. That's unnecessary.
Nay, I know you went through an incident like this. Can you share it with us?
Yeah, I can share it. And before I do, let me say this to any and everybody that's watching. If you ever find yourself in that type of situation, please know that there is legal actions that can be taken. I'm not
Oh
talking
yeah.
about you opening up a can of whip ass, even though that's what I chose to do.
I
But with
mean,
that
but
being said, when it happened to me, the lady thought instantly I was going to be fired. And when the police was called, she was the one given the citation. Now I'll go into my story. I was working at a hospital, and I'm not going to name the hospital, but I was working at a hospital in food service, and the lady was very rude and abrupt and cut in line in front of some more customers, and I asked her not to. And she went on to use the N word, basically telling me that I need to take my black behind back to Africa. And I started to proceed to laugh in her face because I told her, even though a lot of my friends, families, relatives, descendants, yeah, we come from Africa, but I'm not from Africa. I'm from Dallas, Texas. So I'm right
okay.
where I'm supposed to fit in. I'm right where I was
Wow.
born, Dallas, Texas. But with that being said, she said, you know what, you N word. And I'm using the N word because the N word was not allowed to be used within my home with my 3 adults. So if I didn't raise them to use the N word and look down upon themselves and including their classmates and friends, I refuse to use it on air. But she said, you know what, you N word, I'll spit on you. And I said, you will you? And she said, yeah, most definitely, because you're beneath me. And so she
That's what
dug
I'm
deep
saying.
down in her soul and tried to pull a loogie up out of her throat that wasn't there. And when she did, that's when the N word really, really, really came out of me because I proceeded to climb the counter.
Oh
And
my
Mm.
so a
God.
supervisor of mine grabbed me from behind and kept my little dignity as a woman. And the police was called and she was detained by hospital security and she got a citation. And she also, let me add, which is why I'm not naming the hospital, she also tried to sue the hospital for defamation. But my job
That
was
is
still covered.
amazing.
So I'm going to say that, even though that happened to me, it was another race that had my back because I was nothing to that hospital. They could have put another employee in my spot, but they chose to stand behind me as my employer and they backed me all the way to the top.
Yes.
And
That's
then a
right.
few years
Okay.
later, 10 to 15 years later, it in turn happened to my son working at a store, which I refuse to name. And this time, it wasn't a white person, it was an Hispanic person. And he did spit on my son. And my
Mm.
son, in turn, remember what happened to me when he was a child, where I didn't get to defend myself. My son did defend himself, and police was called. And my son still was not detained, but yet he got fired from the place of work because they said he should have held his composure and let the company deal with it. So, see, that's two difference of events.
Mhm.
Two difference
Mhm.
of events, 2 different years, 2 different people, and it was handled 2 different ways. So just because we speak of racism, it doesn't mean that it has to be white people. It doesn't mean that it has to be
That's
Hispanic
right.
people. It doesn't mean that it has to just be Indian people or Asian people. Racism has no name.
That's
And
right.
you can't control what a person says or does to you, but you can control your actions. So let me say that because I have a many of races running through my family. We black, white, Vietnamese. I mean, you name it, we got it. I mean, hey, you might be related to me anyway.
You know how?
I believe we all share some form of racism or have been racist in our lives. I believe that.
Francis,
We've
what you
all
But
think
said
your video?
racist comments. I mean, you might not have said it in a racist way and you don't feel like you're racist, but we've all said racist comments. That don't mean that you're not at fault for being who you are. And then you should also be held accountable for what you say and do.
Also,
I'm a firm
yeah.
believer in that as well.
Mhm.
yeah, let's give the mic to Francis up there in the corner because I know she got something to say. What was your take?
That pen going to work, that pen working. That's what that is.
Okay, did you see it?
Okay. Looking at the video, mm, well, I mean, one thing you don't do, whatever's in your mouth, you keep it in your mouth.
Mm,
You don't spit on nobody. That old saying that we used to have back in school, you keep your hands, feet, and all objects to yourself.
mm.
Now, I am a firm believer, and you reach out and touch me, I'm going to touch you back. Meaning, hey,
Why do we ask Francis? Why do we ask her?
because of the simple fact, you spit on me. See, that is a sign of great disrespect.
Yes,
And I'm not
yes,
gonna lie to
absolutely.
you. I ain't never been to the pen, but on this day I'll be willing to go.
Mm.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You know, what? But I think that's
I guess
anybody.
but I say that because we can say what we'll do because we're not in that situation. But the minute you're in that situation and you faced with it, your mind, the first thing you think, no, this bitch didn't. And next thing you know, that fist, you gonna go ahead and give it to him. You see what I'm saying? So we can
Yep,
always say
right.
what it is that we will do or we won't do. I'm gonna tell you straight up what I'm going to do. I'm gonna sock that bitch dead in her fucking forehead.
Well,
Okay.
I have to say, I'm too old to be fighting. I'm too stiff. I'm too old. I'm calling the folks.
Y'all know, call the people. I'm gonna call the people.
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm 46. Yes, I'm too old for this shit, but I will come out of retirement. One thing, like I have always said, you will not disrespect me by any means. At that point right there, I become Malcolm X by any means necessary.
Okay,
Period. You feel
I
me?
will say this. I will say this
Crazy.
about the video. I don't know the young man or if he was even like, was he the lady's boyfriend, son, or what? What was he was her boyfriend?
Yes, apparently they were together,
Okay, so
and
they
so
were together. I will say this. As a black man, he took care of his black queen by any means necessary. I'm not saying that his actions was right. I don't condone violence, but that's the one thing you don't want to do because the white man made it out the door. He could have kept going. He did not have to turn around. He chose to turn around. And he also strike the security officer, which is when the black man decided to take action. So he
and
not only
Cynthia,
hit
I'm sorry. I thought you meant the black dude. I mean the white guy. The white guy and the white woman are together. I'm not sure about the black dude.
but before the black man reacted, he also in turn striked an officer, another woman. So he hit the woman that his wife or whatever spit on. Then he in turn hit the security officer too, and that's when that black man said, "Okay, you about to get a can of whip ass," and he
Oh
got his
yeah.
ass
Oh
whipped.
yeah. I mean,
So
what do
he
you
he
expect
had
in this situation?
he had the time where he could walk away.
What do you think? I'm just curious before we go on to the next one. What do y'all feel? I mean, the spitting thing, like I said, is so low. You know what I'm saying? You can talk noise or, say even put your hands on before you spit. That's
I
just
don't
something
think you
so
should be in my
nasty.
personal space, period. Whether it's spitting, hitting, pushing, shoving, I don't think you should be in my personal space, period. If you can reach out and touch me, you too close to me.
You feel me? Hell no. Girl,
If you can
talking
reach out and touch
about
me, you too
hitting
close to
and
me.
the spitting. Honey, spitting is the same as hitting me because by law,
It's
That's an
worse.
assault. That's an assault. Spitting on someone is an
It
assault.
is. It is. It is.
It is an
Technically, it
assault.
is. Yes, absolutely.
when you spit on me, you just hit me, and bitch, I'm ready to pull your head through your asshole. Period.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness. Y'all, with that being said, we're going to get on to the next video, okay? The next clip. Now, this one was sort of funny,
Look, I'm
but
scared.
Who you calling nigga? Who you calling nigga? Who you calling nigga? Huh? Who you calling nigga, bitch? Call somebody else a nigga, you fucking bitch. Yeah, call somebody else a nigga. Call somebody else a nigga. Call somebody else a nigga. Call somebody else a nigga.
It's hot out this motherfucker. But
Call somebody else a nigga. You want to get wet again? You want to get wet again? I don't give a fuck. Put that on YouTube. Fucking bad, bitch.
hey, when
boy, she put it up, didn't she? She put it up. She said, I ain't the one. Y'all ain't right for that.
Y'all.
Now,
All I gotta say, hover around. That's all I gotta say. Mm-mm.
now I have to
Listen,
say,
listen.
he wasn't right for that. He wasn't right for that. You know, when you dealing with elderly people who are stuck in their racist ways or whatever, so you got to look over those people now. Come on.
Look
Give him a
here.
chance.
Listen,
Give him a chance.
No, that is their problem now.
That fool
because
went back into the. That fool went back. He had a flashback when we was getting sprayed with them water holes.
No,
He chased by
he
dogs.
did.
He had a flashback.
Hey, listen, what they say is history repeats itself, and it was repeating itself. Now, here's the thing. That's what's wrong with them. Even though they're elderly and they stuck in their ways and they say whatever, the problem with it is nobody ever made them pay the consequences for the bullshit that rolled off their lips. So now in their older days, they are catching hell. So I'm like this. We're going to exclude the kids because the kids don't know no better. But for you motherfuckers that's old enough to go to jail, I'm telling you now, bitch, I will kick your cane out from up under you.
Don't
You
make
just
no damn sense.
Francis, you going to jail.
No. Look,
Either going to jail or you going to hell.
well, hey, I put it like this. I don't want to go to hell, but I'm probably already on my way. Now, the deal
Dom, I
over here,
rebuke that girl.
listen, okay, look, that's probably why a lot of people can't take me. They probably can't, but I'm gonna say it like this. It's like this. Like they always say, what you tell me, Judy, pick your what?
Pick your battle.
Pick your battle.
Pick your battles. Well, I need them to start picking theirs because at this point, they're picking the wrong ones. And see, I'm that female. I don't have a problem, bitch. I will slide you like it was ice on the ground and won't think two thoughts of it.
Look here, I have to say, I just don't think that woman was ready. She just really wasn't. I don't think she was expecting the water. You know what I mean? Because she came back again and said it. You know but you have to look. You know, a lot. I don't know where this comes from. It's deep seated within people, and you know, the older people. That's all that they knew from back then, and like Judy said, they're stuck in their ways, and so it's just, you know, I don't know. Like I said, she wasn't ready for that reaction. She did not think that man was gonna come back.
Hey, what is the one thing that they always?
But when she figured it out, she got ghost, didn't she?
Hey, what is that one thing that people always say that you have to do year after year after year? You have to change with the times.
You
That's
do.
Yep.
right.
You really do.
And
You know,
now,
be willing
so
to
hold on.
grow.
If we have to change, if our young people have to change with the times because society says so, then who gives these old handbags the right to stay in their situation? No, it doesn't work that way.
You,
Bitch, we up here, you want to be up here, you got to move up here with us. That means you got to change your shit.
I'm
you know what?
gonna say this.
Go ahead, Cynthia.
he
Shit.
he made sure she was fresh. He made sure she was fresh. But
Now,
with that being said,
all y'all going to hell.
God forgive me, because I won't lose no blessings on her. I'm just saying he sprayed her down. I need all my blessings. Look, Jesus,
Bar
look,
dial soap, baby.
look, baby. When he said say it again, and she said it again, he walked to the middle of the street.
He
Oh
said, I'm
yeah.
gonna make sure I let you know.
Her car, he detailed her car. He detailed it. Okay. Was he right? Hey, difference of opinion. That's the name of the show.
Okay.
Difference of opinion.
That's
Because it could have
that's
been
right.
volatile, but he chose to just, give her a good
When
car
I-
wash. He gave
A little
her a good car
wake
wash.
up call. That's it. Yeah.
Because if you continue to call somebody the N word when they're asking you to please leave them alone or go away or give them their space, you know, quite naturally your tension is going to rise. Because she said it
Oh yeah.
and he was still washing his car. I'm sticking to the video. I'm making fun of it. But she said it and he was washing his car. So she could have said what she said and scooted on across the street.
I was gonna
But
say,
she kept it.
I thought he was watering his yard.
Yeah, he
Was he
was.
wanting it? Huh?
Yeah,
Well,
yes, he was watering his yard.
Okay, my bad. I said washing his
Yeah.
car. Well, see, I paid so close attention to the detail shop, I missed the yard and just seen the car. So my bad. But she could have went on across that street because I too, again, had by elderly person, but I chose the higher road and I let her have it. And she didn't call me out the N word, but what she did say, God forbid, for y'all that don't know me, I have cerebral palsy, and she was a white woman. She in turn said, "Well, hell, I walk with a cane, but she look like she need one worse than me." And it took everything in me not to take her cane. Is how I felt at that time. But I walked on up out of Walmart with my bags, and she was still getting in her car, and I was gone.
That's a mess. You know what, y'all?
Wait, hold up, Cynthia. What you say? She was moving a little slow, huh?
Yeah, she was. I mean, I was the rabbit and she was the
Yeah.
snail. I'm just saying.
Yeah, see.
She
Y'all
did do that
crazy.
inside of
But
Walmart. She was like, "Hell, I'm older than her, and she walking slower than me. Look like she need my cane." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right. You thought I didn't hear you, but I'm gonna let you have that, lady, because you're elderly. I'm gonna let you have that." And
but
You
y'all
the
know,
know.
funny, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Cynthia.
The funny thing about it, she was parked in the handicap and I was parked in the one next to her. She was still trying to get in and I was gone and I blew at her. I'll let you. I'm gonna holler at you later.
Dumb. Y'all know something? No, something that I've witnessed. It seems like a lot of times, a lot of older people, they're set in their ways and they have their mentality, right? About black people generally, or any minority. They just seem to have that mentality about them. They don't like them for whatever reasons, right? But it seems to me, in my experience, when you don't show a certain I don't know, maybe you just don't acknowledge it and you show them your side or who you are and who we are. I had a patient that was he was all kind of racist. I didn't really know it at first, because I think sometimes I'm a bad judgment of character, but initially I didn't know
All
it,
the
but he
time.
slowly shut up. Okay, but he slowly started letting it out how he felt about black people, Hispanic people, people, period. He had Confederate flags and all kind. Hey, I ended up hearing and
Okay,
seeing the
wait a
little
minute, best
comments
friend,
he
but
would
the
make.
Confederate flag didn't tell you nothing. It didn't
Look,
say nothing
I
about
didn't.
just thinking the same
Look, wait a minute, y'all.
Do you
Wait
see
a
what color
minute.
her hair is? Do you see what color her hair is?
In my
Lord.
defense, y'all, I didn't see it because it was in another part of his house. And then, as I slowly started getting into his care, I saw that side of his house. So I was like, oh, okay, But at first, like I said, I didn't see that because okay. But anyway, the more time I spent with him and the more we talked, and I shared some of my stories and who I am, and it just seemed like his attitude and his personality changed, and that wasn't the first person. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times, just showing those people different sides, I guess, or letting them into who we are, because I guess maybe all they have is maybe a generalized idea of who people are until they get to know you and see our culture and experience us. Is like, he was like, bring me some cornbread or some dressing when you make Thanksgiving, and he was trying. It was just, he started getting, I don't know, that mentality changed. I noticed that it changed with him, and it actually changed with his sons, because his sons were actually that way too. And it just, I don't know if it was something they put on, maybe a front, but it just seemed genuine how he changed. And I don't know. I think that it's sometimes they're stuck in their ways, but like that woman in that video, she wasn't ready. I'm gonna say it again. She just wasn't.
Go ahead, Francis.
Nicole says
Shut
it's
up, Francis.
funny.
You shouldn't have
Right. So Nicole says that it's funny how dementia have them forgetting everything but their racism.
All right,
So,
It is.
so therefore, it's like this. You ain't forgot shit with me. I try my best. I really, really do. I try my best to respect my elders because, true enough, that's the way we were raised. That's what we were taught. But I'm also, like I said earlier, I am a firm believer in you swerve in my lane, you deserve to get ran the fuck over. Period. You cannot
all the
sit
time,
there.
right?
Girl, please, I'm not going for that bullshit. Because listen. It's okay. They say it says to turn the other cheek, right?
Okay.
How many times do I have to turn my cheek when I only have two? I'm not going to keep turning the other cheek for you to keep slapping me on the other side every time I turn and thinking it's okay. I'm not doing it. You got one time with me, and the first time you slap me, I'm slapping your ass back. And I mean
Francis,
that literally.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because Francis is passionate. It just depends on which cheek you hit, and I might turn. I just might turn a little bit.
Come on, Francis. Now you, elderly person. Come on.
You gotta let them make it. You gotta let them make it.
What? I gotta let who make it?
The elderly.
No.
Okay. I don't care about that. Let me explain something to you. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Okay.
Come on now, Mama.
And think about this. Are they really letting us make it? No. They might say that our prison systems have declined, but our cemeteries have started to overfill. So they're not giving us a slap on the hand. They're not letting us make it. So why am I supposed to let them make it? They're not letting my grandmother. Look, this is the thing. They're not letting the grandparents make it. They ain't letting the aunties, the uncles, the aunties, the mamas, daddies, or the kids. And yet I'm willing not to touch your kids. So you better accept the fact that I'm gonna touch your grandmother.
We are standing on the shoulders in the backs of some strong African American people that have took racism for years. And I don't know nothing about the 40 acres and a mule, because where I grew up, shit, a mule wouldn't have helped me. My mama was still whooping my ass, so a mule wouldn't have done nothing for me. But we are standing on some shoulders and some backs of people that suffered through the years. And I thank God for my grandfather, L.W. Struggs, and I thank God for my grandmother, Nettie. I mean, they worked hard. My grandmother cleaned houses for years, but you better not call her no maid. my grandfather worked for the railroad for over 40 something years, retired from it, and then bought stocks and stuff in Sam's and Walmart when they first came to Sherman, Grayson County. So I will say that I take that with pride. I take that with pride that I did see some African American strong Black people that struggled to take care of their family, even though suppression and other races tried to hold them down.
One thing I gotta
Okay, I
say.
got a question. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say one thing that's surprising to me is that Tanya is the first Black person ever that I've met that has never, ever experienced racism.
Really?
Yes. Isn't that surprising? She didn't until
Tanya,
she got with
seriously?
me.
After what I just told you, you have never, after what I told you, like, are you serious?
You know, I think. Wait. Go ahead.
Time out. Right.
Hold on,
Time out.
Cynthia, that's bullshit. Remember what we call her? We call her Blondie. She didn't even realize that the goddamn Confederate flags was hanging up in there.
I told y'all that I didn't see the area. Okay.
Come on.
No, I'll give it to y'all.
I got to give you
Okay.
Wait.
I got to give you
Tanya.
that. I got to
Okay.
give you that.
Wait, Tanya, you need to tell them a story about the time you was going to take an assignment. She was going to take an assignment at one of these little small country towns, right?
Oh, wow.
They sent her out there to
Yes.
go take care of a patient. We got about 30 miles out there and start getting more wooded. I was like, oh, no. We pull up to the house, and while we going to the house, we see all these Confederate flags out on the people's street, out in front of their houses. Man, we pull up in there. Tanya's like, well, I guess I'll just go in and tell them that I'm here. Girl, I said, girl, you better lock that damn door. Shit, you better call them damn people, tell them you ain't taking this shit. Not today.
She didn't, Judy. She was going to get out, Judy. She's going to get out, Judy.
She would have lost a leg because I wasn't for the stop. She told me, I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to tell them. I said, tell them the truth. Earbuds are really irritating.
Yeah. Your name
Francis, if you ain't never called it, that blonde streak was in. That blonde streak was in that day. That blonde streak was in that day.
Yes, girl, it was tight. Hey, it was tight. It was tight on the scalp, baby. It controlled her thinking. Understand? You know what, Tanya? Your name has just changed in my phone.
You know what?
Your name is no longer Tanya. Your name is
I'm
Blondie.
done with you. I'm done with you, and I'm done with you. I'm done with all of y'all. You know what? Growing up with, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Tanya.
No, growing up in my household, it was just like my parents, I don't understand really why they were this particular way. And I think maybe because of what they experienced, they felt like their children, they could some kind of way protect their children from being affected with racism, I guess, or judgment. So in my household growing up, you know, we couldn't listen to certain forms of what they called too black music, you know, or our speech, you know, the way we talk, you know, it was no slang whatsoever. We got ass beat for anything that just mimicked something that wasn't of a certain standard that they wanted, you know. And I feel I lost something in my Black culture in a way, you know, for the longest time. It's like with music, that's the only way I could connect soulfully. And, you know, I always wanted to sing in a Black church. And, you know, I was looking for parts of my Blackness because I didn't have that growing up. And that standard that they wanted me and my brothers to talk with this way, to act this way, to fear this, to fear that, you know, to always go straight down that right path, you know, I don't know. I think that might have caused me.
That was discrimination and racism against your own. They didn't want you to know.
Which does happen. It's not, again, it's not just other races. Our own skin color can go against you as well. And sometimes our own race can be just as harsh as any other race.
That's what I was just going to get at. Why is it that we as our own people, you know, we don't support us? We don't support us. You know, you see Hispanics, They're
Wait,
tight like
I'm gonna
this,
correct
you
you.
know.
I'm gonna correct you. I'm gonna correct you. They don't support them because us four right here, we support each other. So they
Oh
don't,
yes,
yeah,
oh yes.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll answer that
Definitely.
question, Tanya. I'll answer that question for you. The reason why you see Asians, the reason why you see Indians, the reason why you see Hispanics all supporting each other is because they came from a country to where it's not diverse. All they see is their race. And also in their culture, they only marry their culture, their race. And when they come over to America, they're told, marry within your culture, marry within your race. You know, some step out of line, but very few. You know, so that's the reason why you see all of them that they stay together, they stick together, and they build together.
Plus, we were taken from our country. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
You
right.
know, Hispanics, they grew up, they raised, in their country where they are Asians, whatnot. They have the choice to come over here and interact with us here and mingle with you understand what I'm saying? We were taken,
Yes.
so we didn't
Our
have that.
whole our whole culture, our whole history was disrupted.
Yes,
We were they brought us here and they made us eat certain food and they called it soul food. Really, is that soul food? Oxtail and pig feed and all of that stuff, chitlins and all that. We don't eat that stuff. We didn't eat that stuff in Africa. That's what the Caucasian man fed us, our slave owners, our slave masters. They fed us that. And so throughout with our ancestors and stuff, we carried that eating habit on to our generation, and it kept going on and on and on. And so now everybody in the world, they think, oh, that soul food is eating chitlins, pig feet, and this and that. No, that's not Black culture. That's not how we eat. That's what we were taught when we got here to America. Go ahead, Francis.
And what Tanya was asking, when she said why, about us being against us.
Yes.
And I've always said, we are one race that everybody in this world is against us, including us. And the reason that is you have to remember, misery loves company. You understand? Misery loves company. And what I mean by that is this. When you really don't know your full background, when you feel that you have come from nothing, you don't want nobody else to have nothing. So everybody in our race is in competition with each other. You see what I'm saying? They're in competition. If this person over here got this old tough Cadillac on these 20-inch rims and all this bang in it, well, they want it. The sad part is they're not willing to go work for it. The first thing they want to do is rob. It's an easy way. It's the easy way out. They're so used to doing things the easy and quick way that they haven't had it instilled in them what it means to work for what you want. Get in there and study in your books. Know your history. If you don't know, ask questions. You see what I'm saying? So back then, when they took the Black men from the homes, there was no man in the house to raise them. You see what I'm saying? So you're raised by your mother, and she can only do the best she can. She could teach you what it is to treat a woman, but she can't teach you how to be a man.
Francis, I have to say I disagree with that statement. I can't stand when I hear it. When they say if a Black man was in the house, then it'd be less incarcerated men. That's not true. Because it's always a Black woman most of the time running the house anyway. That's wearing the pants, keeping the man strong. No, I'm just saying that.
No, not now. I'm saying back then. Think about it. Back then, the way that the black household was before it was disrupted, the way it was then ain't shit like it is now. It ain't shit. These dudes nowadays are so fucking weak. They don't even have a backbone to give a skeleton. Period.
I believe that the problem is that Black men have been beat down for so long that they don't love themselves. They have low self-esteem. That's what I believe the problem is. That's the reason why they're so quick. That's why they're so quick to bow down to the next race.
I agree with
run
you
to the next race.
I agree with you, Judy, to a certain degree, to just one slight certain degree. And I say that because I've seen both sides of the spectrum. I have so many of my family members that has been to prison, guilty or something that, I mean, I have a cousin that's serving time right now, 50 years, just because he outran the law, okay? Just because he outran them, not because he murdered somebody, not because he robbed somebody, none of that. And that, if that's not racism, I don't know what racism is. I have
Our
another
justice
cousin
system is
doing,
corrupt.
I
Our
have
justice
another
system is
cousin
corrupt.
doing 18 years for some of the similar same crimes. But when I say I agree with you to a certain degree, once you become a certain age, as a man, as a young man, you have to be held accountable for your own choices. That's just like saying, because my mother chose to do drugs, I'm going to do drugs. That's just like saying, because my father is a 6-time felon, I'm going to be a 6-time felon. I raised 3 beautiful Black young adults. No, they're not perfect, but my son is a Black man. He's 27 years old. He works in the medical field. He delivers medical equipment to people on hospice. He's very mannerable. He's very respectful. So in that manner, yes, I taught him how to be a respectful human being, but he did long for the love and attention from his father, who refused to stand up and be a man and throw him how to throw a football, or show him how to play basketball, or show him how to play baseball. And he just now, 25, 26, 27, saying, you know what, mama, you were the best mother, you were the best father, you were the best auntie, you were the best sister, you was the best uncle, because I taught him with cerebral palsy how to throw a spiral football. That's where I agree with you on, Judy. No, I'm not going to let anybody stop my son from being the man I need him and want him to be. I was the person to teach my son how to throw a 3-point shooter. I was the person taught my son how to strike a person out doing baseball in every game, and everything he did, I was there to support my children. But I do agree with you as far as you don't have to be present all the time, but he missed his father. He missed that man's presence. He missed that. And because I chose to stay in the past 17, 18 years, you know, maybe mama, if you would have found something different or did something different, I could have been better. No, son, you're a man now. You're a man now. So the mistakes in the road that I travel, you don't have to make the mistakes that I made. So whatever you failing in, you're failing because you want to, as a African American Black man. Make your own way, because nothing is never given to you in this country. Life is what Black people say. Life is
what you make it. It is what it is.
It's what you make it. You can't go off of what another person did or did not do. You can't. Judy, and you know it, we grew up together. Okay, so am I supposed to be in the streets? Am I supposed to be on drugs? You know better than anybody on this panel.
Yeah, if you followed in your mother's footsteps.
My mom and my dad. My daddy is a 6-time felon. God rest his soul.
Well, I'm just gonna say women tend to strive more in life and be more determined than men. Just what it is. Young men, I mean, I don't know. They're just not as determined or as strong as a.
Yeah, because we're more, you know what I'm saying? That mother instinct kicks in. You know what I'm saying? Even when we didn't know what to do with our first ones, it somehow
figure it out.
Because that's who we are. But at the same time, like I was saying, I don't care. A woman can raise her son to be the best the best that she knows him to be. She could do that. But there's like Cynthia said, but sometimes depending on that child, I guess, but for most of them that I know, they do long for their man. You could teach them
might
everything.
might long for that man, but they don't need that man.
Okay.
Because majority of the households now are broken. And we still are but these
that's why I
households
was
are still
thinking,
pushing out Harvard students, doctors
no,
and
I'm not saying
lawyers
that
and
it's
everything
not.
else.
No.
So
You missed what I
that
said.
ain't
You
no
missed what I
excuse.
said earlier. No. What I said earlier, I said the reason that they are the way they are now is because back then, remember those households, once they started taking the man out of the household back then, that's what started the disruption. That's how it came along with the black man not being in the household. Because back then, there was black families that stayed together. You see what I'm saying? Despite everything that they went through. But because of taking them from their homes, putting them out in the field or selling them to somewhere else, now the mother is left. And true enough, she's an amazing, the strongest women that I've ever known are the black women. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it can't be done, because we have done it many a times.
I believe everyone on here has raised, we've all been single mothers, right?
Yeah.
Raising children. Did you need that man to help you raise that man, the young man?
Nope.
Who are you talking to?
Exactly.
No, I said, who are you talking to? I didn't answer. No, I didn't
Everybody.
answer. No,
Everybody.
Oh,
was the man full time in your son's life? Is what I'm asking.
Tudor was up until we actually wait until he actually went to the pen, because Tudor used to come and get them summers when they wasn't in school.
I said full time. I said full time.
What full time? Lord, like in the household for the first couple of years? Yes, he was for the first couple of years, because we were still together.
But how many years was he not?
That would be what, without coming and getting him and spending time with him. Does that not include that? Because that includes
no.
that.
I'm talking about a man living inside the household 24/7, helping you raise your child. Is what I'm talking about.
No,
because I'm just making a point that many women have done it by themselves. Most women do it by themselves.
I never said that they hadn't.
I know. No, I'm not. I'm talking. I'm addressing Cynthia.
Okay. Well, I asked you who the hell you were talking to.
Girl, calm down. Calm down. Get a drink or something. Shit.
I asked that
crazy ass. With your crazy ass. Calm down. Shit. Go get a Rice Krispie treat or something. Shit.
Hold on.
Damn it. Look, that's all I'm saying. I got a question, y'all. So,
go ahead, Tom.
Well, before you ask that question, I bought a 48 pack of them today.
Well, please eat your crack so you can calm down.
It still ain't gonna take me. It ain't gonna stop me from talking. I'm gonna eat and talk.
At least we'll have some pauses in between.
Lord have mercy, Jesus, Lord, help us.
Go ahead, Tanya.
Yeah, okay. So, we're talking about racism for the most part, And I think that I want to know from all of y'all, if you just want to chime in or not, what do you think it is? I mean, we're not white. So I don't know what it is about the mentality that they have that really, or maybe not even just white people, because it's not just white people who show racism or disdain towards us, our culture. What is it? Because for them to hate us so much, or to show so much hatred toward us, they want to beat us. They want to eat our food. They want to style in our clothes. They want to have our music, or listen to our music. They want to have our lips. They want to have our ass. You understand what I'm saying? There's so much that a lot of that people emulate from us, but they hate us. You understand? That's confusing to me. So I'm just like, do any of y'all really understand what it is in the mentality? What is it that causes them to have so much ugly toward us?
Lack of understanding was what I would say.
I mean, seriously, for somebody to want to beat us so bad, and I mean, copy so much from our culture. I mean, down to stealing everything, like KFC. Shoot, that simple chicken recipe was a black person's. You know what I'm saying? But it was stolen. I mean, there's just so much. Why? What? And they don't want to give us the credit, is what I'm saying. You understand? We're not equal enough. We're not good enough for that.
Fear.
Like Judy said, fear and lack of understanding. But to fully answer the question, the only person that can answer that will be a white person, baby. And that's only if you get one that will tell you the honest to God truth and
I
not
would
beat around the bush.
respect that.
You see what I'm saying? See, I could respect that, but it's not too many that you're gonna find that's willing to give you the raw and the uncut.
You ain't lying.
And
Now,
that's something. Go ahead.
let me. I just want to try to switch it up a little bit. What about black people being racist toward white people?
Yeah, okay. I mean, honestly, when you think of that and you say it, it's almost puzzling, like, because you have to strain your head to think about it. You know,
But
is that a
it's true.
common thing that you see?
I know several people that are very educated, have good jobs, but when it comes to white people, they don't like them.
It's not possible.
They don't
Why?
like them.
That's
I know
that's
somebody
something.
that works in IT, which is technical for computers. I mean, he make damn near 65,000 a year. But he don't like white people because he
It's
was
from
racially
where did it come
profiled.
from?
He was
Okay.
racially profiled and ended up on like probation and stuff like that. Pretty much. But like I told him, that's not all white people. You can't hate the whole human race of white people for something that
And
a few did.
he probably may not hate all white people, but he has made it in his mind because something was done to him to, like, influence his perspective of most, because that's what you see through most. You understand? I think that comes from that hatred, or maybe not hatred. I'm just saying that that hesitation. It's a hesitation for other. It's because it came from something. Something was done to them. Something was taken from them. Something was said to them. You understand? Because for the most part, things are done to us to cause a reaction. For a lot of white people, nothing has been done to them. They've been raised, and I'm just speaking, I'm not talking for all because I can't, but for most, nothing has been done to them by us. You know, so it's
Yeah.
hard. It's still hard. Like I said, you mentioned the dude. He doesn't like him because, well, there's something was done to him to influence his train of thought, and I think that's for most black people. Something's been done to us for a reason to have it. It's not
Well, it's
made
been a
up. It's not
lot.
coming from.
It's been
Yeah.
a lot done to us. Go ahead, Francis.
So when Tanya asked that question, my son was actually coming into the kitchen, and he said he mumbled something, and I asked him what he said, and he said he was listening to what you had asked about black people being racist against white people.
Mhm.
He said his opinion, no, simply because for one, we don't. To be a racist is to have a thought or a belief that one race is better than another race, and we don't have that belief. They do. You see what I'm saying? We're not like that. We don't go to them and say, call them, excuse my language, crackers, or you know what I'm saying, honky or whatever. But they do it
That's
to
right.
us. Okay, so he's in, like he said, he can't date a white girl, that's his preference. But he can't do that because to him, he feels like she doesn't understand where he's coming from. Not only that, he says that because you never know what her parents are thinking. You don't
There
have
you
a
go.
lot. You don't have a lot of young men that think that way. You don't have a lot of young men who would put themselves in a position to where they actually think, damn, what is her parents like? What is her parents gonna say? A lot of them don't care.
Not these
And that's the
millennials.
truth. They
Not
really
these
don't.
millennials.
Which
Because I
which
have a
can be a
story.
good. Go
Our
ahead.
son Maxwell, I found out that he was watching a video on how to be white. I'm like, what?
Oh wow.
What
I
happened?
mean,
Why are you watching a
and
video on how to be white?
white styles or something.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
these millennials. It's like you can look at it like I lost my train of thought when you said that, Judy. 'Cause it threw me off. You just say to yourself when you hear stuff like that, you say, well, what's wrong with your culture? But I was gonna say it's up to us to teach them. When you said that I think you said Francis, your son said that they don't understand who we are. They don't, and I feel like it's up to us to teach them, not just
to teach
them.
everybody,
Yes,
to teach other cultures,
yes.
Oh,
teach other cultures.
well, you can. You know what? I say this to that. The only way we could do that, they have to be willing to accept exactly what it is where we come from. Not only that, in order for them, this is another reason I don't think that they fully care for us, because they don't want to even accept the fact that they come from us. Bottom line.
I will say this off of what Francis' son said. I respect how he feels wholeheartedly, but show as you looking at me, I've dated a white man. Show as you looking at me, I've dated a Mexican man. Show as you looking at me, like, bruh, if you good to me, how you do? Okay. Now, don't you ever think you're gonna get the slip of the tongue and be able to say the B word or the N word or whatever that case may be. And when I say that, I do mean we were just dating, not like long-term relationships or anything like that. I'm not speaking that way. What I am saying is that we're 4 women with 4 different views and perspectives on life, but I am not by far a racist. I don't believe in it. I don't think that by any means necessary you can actually tell your heart where to go or how to love or who to love, because if that's the case, we wouldn't be each other's mates. Honestly, if you stop and think about it, because if I could go where I want to go, I would be with LL Cool J. That'd be my baby daddy. That's my baby daddy. I'd be broke down, busted. That's just my baby daddy. But I can't have him. And shout out to his wife. Hey, if you ever see this video, nothing but mad respect, love. Lady love Cool James. No disrespect. I'm just saying you got a hellified husband. That's all. But it's to each his own. It's to each his own, and that's the point in this show in racism. I don't want people to go off and think that we're just down in white people, because white people are not the only races in this country. I've seen Hispanic people be racist towards each other. I've seen Asian, I've seen Chinese, I've seen it. Like, you're beneath me. I've seen it in the beauty supply house. I've seen it in the Chinese restaurant. It doesn't have to be just white people. Listening to this show, even though it's basically broadened towards white people, this show is not just based on white people. It's racism, period, as a whole. Our own community, our own people can be just as racist as the next. When you
I have to speak up on that, because I know when I'm in a certain part of town, I get nervous. If I'm in Oak Cliff versus Plano, hey, I'm gonna take a different type of action. I'm gonna have my heat ready. You know what I mean? So if you want to call me a racist against my own, I guess I am. But I ain't no way I'm gonna ride through Oak Cliff and just I
love Oak Cliff. I've been in Oak Cliff since 1997. I love me some Oak Cliff. I'm in Oak Cliff.
When I ride through Oak Cliff at night, let that light turn red. Once that light turn red, I'm running it. I am not stopping at night. Sorry.
And I'm the person out there on the corner trying to sell a Newport. Hey, you need that. I need that 35 cents. You got to think I need that. I'm that person in Oak Cliff.
What do y'all feel about Oak Cliff? Look, what do y'all think about people saying the N-word, other races saying the N-word? I just want to hear what
got me started. That's why I didn't allow my kids to use the N-word, because if you don't, respect yourself, how do you expect anyone or any race to respect you when you, as a black child or a black man or a black woman, is running around saying the N-word? We all talk and we all use slang and we all curse left and right, but neither one of us on this panel be like, what's up, nigga? What's up, my fool? What's up, fool? What's up, my nigga? No, because you're not a nigger.
I have to say something. I
Judy,
have to chime in.
what does that word mean? That's what I think it needs to be
It
said.
means ignorant, stupid, illiterate,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
whatever. So I don't care who says it because I know the definition of it. And whoever I'm around, whoever's in my circle, they know the definition. So you shouldn't be upset behind it if somebody else say it. You give an energy and power to it once you get upset behind it. I had a friend
Okay.
from Nepal, and we were going to school together, medical school. And I remember she coming to class, she said, "What's up, my nigga? What's up?" And everybody wanted to jump on her. Everybody. And I tell them, no, back up. It's not even as serious. I mean, why would you give somebody why would you put power behind that word? You know, I don't put any power behind it because like I said, I know the definition. I'm not a nigger.
It's
But
in
I
the way that it's in the way that the word is spoken.
say it again, Tanya.
Yeah.
I think that it's in the way the word is spoken because you know when you hear it from certain people and in certain atmospheres,
Yeah.
word is being spoken. How it's being how it's supposed to be intended. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially when you hear that extra on the end of it, you kind of know where that's coming from. You know what I mean?
You
Y'all know what
stupid.
I'm saying. But really, it's really who says it, or not necessarily who says it, but how the word is spoken. You know.
So are you offended by it, Tanya? If somebody says it
Oh,
to you?
if someone says nigger, yes, I am. You know, because like I said, that extra and how you said it to me, I'm going to be offended by that because I know what you're trying to say to me. Now, will I respond to it or react to it? That goes with giving power to something. You know what I'm saying? If you
Exactly.
choose not to put don't speak anything into that, well then you know, hey, you let them know it didn't bother me, or I mean, you could do one or two different things. You can ignore it and not give the power, or you can choose to educate or go off. I mean, maybe there's three you can go about it, but you know, it's how it's spoken. It really is. That's how I feel. I'm
Go
not
ahead,
bothered by
Francis.
if I hear it in music or something like that,
Uh,
or friends or whatnot.
okay. Well, mm, uh, when I can't remember who said this, I think it was Cynthia was talking on it about. Oh yeah, when she was saying about all the other, the other people that's racist and all that. Here's the thing. Earlier, when I said we are the only race that the whole, everybody else dislikes, including us.
Hmm.
And why do you think the other races are racist against us? Because they've already seen how the white people treat us. So in turn, that gives them the thought that, okay, these are the ones to watch out for. These are the ones that I have, you know what I'm saying? I got to follow around the store. I got to say something too. You feel what I'm saying? They're going to fall in line. Why do you think? Because that's who giving them the money for their building, for their store, who's loaning it to them. So what do you think they're going to do? Then not only that, it's Tanya was asking, why do they the fact of them not liking us, why? I mean, I say this, I want to know the answer to that too. I want to know why they hate us so much when they were able to trust our ancestors enough to let our ancestors breastfeed their children, to raise their children, to cook for their whole entire family. You
That's
trusted
because
them
they
enough
didn't
to
want
do
to.
that.
They
You
didn't want
trusted them
to.
enough that, but the point of it is they still trusted them enough to allow them behind those doors to do that. You see what I'm saying?
No.
But yet
Okay.
you don't like us. You see what I'm saying? You don't like us. So I ask, what is it that you actually want? What is it that you really want from us that allows you to despise us that much? You know what I'm saying? You
Y'all,
despise
I'm
us so
gonna
much. I mean, and the only thing that the first thing that they, if I'm going to be willing to listen to them, the first thing that I would love to hear them say, to acknowledge the fact, and it's all true, it's all written. Every person on this world, every race derived from black, from Africa. They ventured off. You see what I'm saying? That's how you ended up with all the other cultures, all the other races. You see what I'm saying? Acknowledge where you come
I,
from.
I think it's fear. You know, we as a culture are powerful. We are
Oh yeah.
strong-minded. We are creative. We have a strength that is amazing. I'm not knocking any other race. I'm just putting this out there because I feel like it is fear, and they do anything to keep us, to have a control on us, who we are, to keep us bottled in, because they know that if that cap was taken off of us, we could grow and like completely take over. We would be the majority versus the minority. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I think that it's fear because,
Yes,
if
it's
you keep
fear.
us,
Yes, it's
in
fear, and
prison,
it's
if you keep us with a
and
record, all of that, it kind of.
exactly. It's like keeps us in a controlled environment, so
Mm-hmm.
we don't invade their neighborhood, so we won't be able to get the jobs that they get, so that's why you find so many young black people who already have a record even before they turn 21.
Mm-hmm.
That's to keep one race superior, and by keeping one race superior, that keeps the other race oppressed. So that's the reason why they do that. Right now, it's just legal slavery, the penitentiaries. That's why they're throwing them up so fast. People getting these excessive, extended sentences because of what? For
Those
control.
prisons that you speak of, they're privately owned, so they have to keep them filled with men and women to get that government funding. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
only speaking of that because, like I said, it's so many family members of mine that has went and gone, and however they can throw the book at them, they need that body in that prison cell. They need them
It's a
there, male
yeah.
or
It's
female,
amazing.
don't matter.
It's amazing how many innocent people are locked up.
Well, not only that, you look at this too. Like I said earlier, they say that I was looking it up and the numbers don't went down, but the cemetery is filling up.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Either you locked up or you got your dick in the dirt. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think everybody, everybody who hasn't seen that movie, I would say they should see it. I don't care what race you are. I think you should watch it. Which is
What movie?
when they see
Oh,
us.
that's my movie. That's my
Yeah, I
movie.
like that movie.
Okay,
That is
so
an
that
awesome
movie
movie.
now the one after that, when they see us now, is the interview they did with Oprah, and it gives you the people who played the part, the cast members, and it gives you she brings out the real ones. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody in the world should watch that movie because it goes to show you that people, when they are put in a certain position, like for instance, her seat, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't going to give the district attorney, she wasn't finna give up that seat. She was trying to get beyond that. So in order for them to them, it's just politics. You know what I'm saying? It's all about them keeping what they got, making a name for themselves. So they're willing to do it by any means necessary. They're willing to throw anybody, matters who it is, especially blacks. They would throw them in a pen and toss the key. When she found out that it wasn't them, she was still ready to pin it on them. She didn't
And she
care.
wrote a book. And she wrote a book.
Yes, yes. All them damn lies. I hope she eat. I hope every last one of them pages tastes good to her, cause she ought to
What was
eat
the name?
every ounce of
What was the
damn
name of
word.
that? What was the name of the movie? What was the name of that movie?
Which one?
When
When they
they
see
see us.
us?
No, the other one about the five guys who got convicted, and the DA didn't want to. She didn't want to drop the charges against them, and they did all that time in the pen. You know
When
what I'm
they
talking
see
about,
us.
Tony?
That's the
No,
name
no,
of it.
no,
When they see
no,
us.
not that one.
You talking
It
about the
was
Central
five.
Park?
Yes, Central Park. Okay, that's what I thought she was talking about. I thought she was talking
No,
about that DA.
that's the same. Those are the
Oh,
same
okay.
guys. When they see us, are the same guys. Yeah, they in the movie. There's when they named them the Central Park Five. That's what they were named after everything went down. That's what she
Yeah.
named them. The
Yeah.
movie itself is called When They See Us, and it
Yeah.
tells you
Okay, I didn't.
that the Central Park Five. That's the same movie. I'm gonna need you.
Okay, which movie is the one with the black girl? Is that
Hey, I
How
got
They
something
See
to
Us?
say real quick.
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what?
how
something.
they see us with the black girl,
Yeah,
with the
Okay,
teenager.
okay.
Mm.
That's what
got
had
Okay,
me
it.
so
confused.
Got it. Yeah, I was confused there for a
haven't
minute
seen
too.
that.
Okay.
That's a
Hey,
good
Judy,
movie, Francis.
That's
That's
a
a good
good
Yes,
one.
movie.
And that's what I thought you were talking about at first. But okay, now I understand what you mean.
and that
Got it.
and that, and
yes.
that one is what that one is called what?
How they see
How
us.
they see it.
Okay, how they see us. Okay, I will make sure to look that up. How they see us. Judy,
Yes.
I got something to tell y'all real quick. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you see what that say?
I can't see the
Right.
light.
I can't see it, but it say
Judy,
y'all.
you ain't
Y'all will
right.
never
You
understand.
ain't
Y'all
right.
will never
You ain't
understand.
right. Girl,
Y'all,
I've been
this
craving the
show
Rice
today.
Krispie treat.
Shame. Shame on you, diabetic. Shame on you, an influencer. You an enabler, Francis. Enabler.
Bad
Wait,
influence.
listen. I was over here and I took that last bite. Girl, I picked up that damn pen and I just grabbed it and just wrote Judy on it. I said, I'm going to hold this up to her in just a minute.
You ain't
Cynthia,
right.
look, she that friend too, evidently.
I
Hey,
swear I'm gonna be on 600-pound life if this quarantine ain't over.
girl,
Damn.
stop it. Okay, so
Y'all, this show today, I have to say, I'm glad that we had an opportunity for everyone to discuss different topics, to see different things, to try to air out. Because normally a lot of times, when folks start talking about racism, we go back to police brutality. Not saying that that doesn't need its own layer of respect and acknowledgement, but it's usually those certain topics that you hear, slavery and whatnot. And I feel like we were able to maybe talk about some other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm glad we all, had that opportunity. I feel like discussions like these, or whenever people are able to get together and talk and say different things, is how change happens, how it starts. We, like Francis said, we will never understand deeply like where things, the mentality of certain people who are racist will never understand until they speak up and are not afraid to get down to the bottom of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and first of all, I guess you kind of have to want to change if that's something you've been interested in. But I don't know. We'll never understand truly the mentality of people. But I'm glad that we had an opportunity to do this show, and I do have hope for our generations moving forward, because I see with the millennials now, like with the protesting and stuff like that that's gone on, they are staying adamant about it. And I think as each generation goes, there's potential or hope that the injustices that are happening or that have been so deep seated can change.
I am so proud of our millennials for taking a stand like they did. I am so proud. Telling you.
Mhm.
I will
Francis.
say this. I will address what Tanya just said real quick. Okay, y'all. Let me go ahead and give it to you the raw and uncut version, since Tanya want to say to certain people. Girl, I ain't say no goddamn certain people. I mean all them motherfuckers. I mean every last one of them. You get it?
She got
Every
it
last
raw.
one, all of them. I'm not sugarcoating a damn thing. Do you understand? Not shit. I meant what I
Yeah, I
said.
understand.
They will not understand where they are coming from till them motherfuckers acknowledge. You gotta. Racism is just like a drug addict. You can't start to heal until you admit that there's a problem. You got
Amen.
that?
Yes.
All right.
All right, ma'am.
Well,
I think it's time for you to go. You have a little something for us to share with us, Miss Francis.
I do. Girl, I might get a little hype over here, so let me move stuff out the way. Now let me start playing. Okay. No. Okay. So this was actually, wow. This is funny. This was actually written in '01.
Mm.
Oh, that's been a long time. Okay, and this one is called "I Love Who I Am." You tell me you want to send me back to Africa from which I originally came, but who are you to send me away? Remember, you brought my ancestors over this way. I ask myself, Why did you bother? Was it to plant your fields, build your homes, to wash your dishes and cook your meals? Or was it to iron your clothes and call you master, in which you are not? Or was it to have sex? Please remind me, because I forgot. You hate my nappy hair, my black skin, my beautiful smile you cannot stand, nor my wonderful eyes and the message they send. My black skin so smooth and pretty it drives you wild. You want it so bad, it is eating you for a while. You can keep your hands away. You hide your lust, for I am such a forbidden fruit, yet so sweet and tempting to you. But about me, you don't give a damn. I really don't care, because I love who I am. Who am I, you ask? I am that black woman with the that you lust for, the one you say that you are scared of, the same one you say is nothing to you, the one so deep in your thoughts it keeps you confused. I am the black woman with the nappy hair, the beautiful smile, the wonderful eyes, and the forbidden brown skin. The same woman whom about you don't give a damn. I am that black woman, and I love who I am.
All right then,
All
because I love me some
right.
me.
Amen.
That's nice. That's nice.
I like that
So
one.
that was nice. I was sitting here to see if
Well, thank
Lucky was going to come on and pop in real quick. So that's the reason why I'm still giving him a little time.
Okay, so we need to go on our you need to do the poll tally ups, give everybody's opinion. Just a
Yeah.
quick opinion.
So do y'all see the comments?
I don't see any.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
saw 'em. I saw someone
I
said,
see.
I love how they put it. Who was
Okay,
it?
we
Big
got Lucky
Mom?
here, y'all. Gonna bring Lucky on.
Wait, let me. Okay, go ahead.
What's up, Lucky?
How y'all doing?
Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm
y'all,
good,
this
thank
is
you.
Lucky. So I got everybody on here guessing about you.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yep.
Tell us a little bit about your. Well, I'll tell them a little bit, y'all.
Go
Lucky,
ahead.
he's a rapper. He's not a racist. He's been featured in a video with Yellow Beezy. Um, Tell us some more. Tell us some more, Devin.
I own my own record label. I have 60 artists worldwide on my record label. I'm a tattoo artist as well. I've done that for 20 years. My wife is mixed, white and black. Her mother is white. Her father is black. Um, my kids are black. My grandchildren are black. I have 12 grandchildren, and
Good Lord.
I was raised in a black household. My mother that raised me from the time I was about 12 or 13 was a black woman, and I was adopted when I was born, and my parents that adopted me, they couldn't deal with me, man. I was gang related. I was in a black gang. I did 12 years in prison in that same black gang, around the prejudice, around the hate, where whites were with whites and blacks were with blacks. So, I went through it. I had it rough, but I came out on the other side the same person that I have always been, with the same morals and values, and
amen.
a lot of people are gonna judge for the color of your skin, but it's not even about that, man. It's the heart that you have inside and the love that you show for people, man. And I've seen a lot of hatred in my life, but I still choose to love.
All right.
Oh man, I
Uh,
You know what?
respect that.
see,
I love to hear that.
Let
and
me be the first.
y'all see, Lucky is Caucasian. That's my boy.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Ain't a racist bone in my body. So we like that's my family right
yeah.
there. So
I'm
I
finna,
just want people.
I'm
I
finna,
just go ahead, Francis.
I was finna tell you what I had wrote down, because I was going back, and you said, you wanted to know what people thought. One
Hmm.
person, one person said they didn't know. Nicole said he's artistic, meaning
Yes.
Good,
artist.
good,
That's
good.
that's exactly what she said. She looked at him because my sister, okay, Nicole, she has tattoos, she has piercings. When she looks at a person like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Lucky.
like you got to look beyond that. You know what I'm saying? You look beyond that. And
Definitely.
when she first seen the picture, when you put that picture up, that's the first thing she said. She said, he's artistic.
I love
That
that.
was the
I
only
saw that.
thing
That's what I
she
was going to
That's
comment before
beautiful.
we went into this. Yes.
Yeah.
Cynthia, what'd you say?
Mhm.
Well, Lucky, thank you for stopping in.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate
Y'all have
you.
a blessed evening. I
Much
don't know how to
love.
Thank you. We really
much love.
appreciate it.
I,
Thank you.
all right, and I'll
Already.
see you
Lucky,
for that video
can I
shoot
say that?
on
Judy,
Thursday.
wait,
Oh,
Judy,
you
Definitely.
want to
before
say
Let me
something?
know.
Oh,
Much love.
Judy,
God
before
bless.
you cut him off, hey, Lucky, the
All right.
time was short, so I would like to invite you back for a later date where we
yes.
can all get you in the corner and talk about the whole thing as far as you being adopted, because I think that's a topic we can all touch on.
Okay, that's fine. Y'all just let me know
Right.
when, and I'm there.
We appreciate
All
it.
right,
Thank
then.
you.
All right.
You're
All
welcome.
right,
Thank
then.
you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Ain't that something how stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? Because a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was nice
people,
what Nikki said. That's surprising. You know what I'm saying? I was
yes,
expecting somebody to say
I
something
was
else.
gonna say a tattoo artist. I really was.
He is a
I was
tattoo
gonna say
artist.
a tattoo
Yeah.
artist.
And that's exactly
Tell
oh, I
what she
love
y'all.
said. She
that.
said an artist. And I was gonna tell y'all, there was this me and my sister, it was a while back. It was a man who was actually a doctor. He had tattoos all on him, and that's what you seen first. But then it was either they showed him as a doctor and then he took off his jacket and he had tattoos on him. Well, me and my sister went back and forth about that, and she said, I wouldn't dare, she said she didn't want nobody who had tattoos to, what I'm saying, be checking on her and all that. I said, I beg to differ. Your tattoos don't define you. It doesn't say that you're gonna do the best or the worst job. Your job comes out of, you. Matters what you look like. You know what I'm saying? I can say that and then turn around and say, because I know it's a double standard. I ain't gonna lie and say I'm gonna want a homeless man operating on me.
What are some of the other comments that were wrote, y'all, before we get off air?
I think, the same person said, I definitely didn't see grandparent. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, that's what Nicole. Yeah, that's what Nicole said. She said she didn't think he looked like a grandparent.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got
You know what?
13
But
of them.
that gives us a different insight on just, how quickly people judge. You look at someone and your mind and your heart or your feelings just instantly say, "Oop, and you form an
That is
opinion.
beautiful. That's beautiful that she's
Beautiful.
open-minded like that.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
beautiful.
Oh yeah.
All
All right,
y'all.
y'all. Well, it's been fun. I enjoyed all of
Yeah.
y'all. And thanks all our fans for joining in with Straight Talk, No BS. We love y'all.
How do I know it's safe to have a son in this America? In this America, how do I know it's safe to have my son in this America?